everyone? Welcome to Benched with the Tovar Brothers. We are the Tovar Brothers. Joey here, joined by my brother Angel. What up, now?
Hello. Oh, man. Welcome back. It's been a while.
Feels like we've been away for a little bit. It's the first break we've had.
Yeah.
Episode number 70.
70?
Good, sir.
So many
70. Since you usually help me out, I'm going to help you out. You know that thing that happens when you put your hat on and it pulls your eyebrows up?
Yeah.
What's going on right now? Yeah. You look like one of the...
Kardashians?
No, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
No, you look like one of the people from Hunger Games.
Oh, from the Capitol.
From the Capitol.
Oh,
yeah, you're from the Capitol there.
Those bastards.
Yeah.
Eating everyone's food.
Wednesday, December 27th, second to last show of the 2023 year. Hope you had a great Christmas break. Hope you hung out with some family. Hope you got some good food. And gear up because New Year's here and the diets are going to begin.
Yeah.
The resolutions.
This is every year. Everyone talks the same.
Oh, yeah.
Diet begins. This is it. It's over.
Yep.
No more Chick-fil-A runs.
Oh, yeah. If you have any gym equipment sitting in your garage, now's the time to put it up on Marketplace.
Dust it off. Oh, yep.
Now's the time to sell it. It's worth the most right now.
Or just use it.
Or use it. Yeah. I mean,
get healthy.
There's that too.
Yeah.
On this episode, we're going to get into the news. There's a lot of news because obviously we missed a day here. Christmas was Monday. And then we're going to do Angel's Heavenly Top 10. And I don't even know what version we're on. I know we're going into week 17. So, version 17?
Yeah.
Version 18?
Yeah.
Because you did one week 0.
Yeah.
And then we're going to preview this Jets-Browns Thursday Night Football game. And if 2023 has taught us anything, any game can give us a great finish.
You got Joe Flacco out there slinging it.
Or a shootout.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco, you mean one of the top 2 rated passers from week 16?
Insane what this year has turned into. Joe Flacco might lead a team to the playoffs, or he will be a starter on a playoff team. Joe Flacco.
Absolutely will.
Yeah.
You know, there's a path to them still grabbing the number 1 seed.
That is insane.
That's still available to them.
Yeah.
That's wild. Good for the Browns.
The Browns.
There were some major questions going on about Stefanski. Stefanski?
Yeah.
Going into the season.
No,
and
none.
Coach Stefanski has
0.
answered all of them.
Yes. I have no questions about Kevin Stefanski. Keep him.
Keep that man.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when Deshaun Watson comes back next year, we know if there's an issue, it's a Deshaun Watson issue.
Yep. Also, next year, they won't have, hopefully, half their guys hurt. Isn't like their left tackle, right tackle, running back, starting wide receiver, starting nose tackle, starting safety, starting linebacker all out for the year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're
that's insane.
They're obliterated.
That they're 10 and 5.
Just keep making it work. They got Kareem Hunt back there. I mean, just wild. A couple of major things happened over the weekend. The first thing I want to point out is congratulations to the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions, yeah.
They won the NFC North for the first time since ever.
Yeah.
They have never won it. They won a division in 93, but it wasn't called the NFC North. And so for the first time ever, the Lions are NFC North champs. We put it up on our Instagram, and I was a little disappointed with some of the Packer fans.
What?
Not letting them dance.
They've had it since like 95.
Goodness,
since
great.
Brett Favre and then Aaron Rodgers. Relax, man.
Did you see Hutchinson and Anzalone dancing? I mean, it was ugly, but let them party.
I don't need to see those two guys dancing.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
They're great athletes, but athletes not equal dancers.
That lets me know you didn't check the Instagram of Benched here yesterday because I put a video of them dancing.
No, I saw it.
Pretty ugly.
It's not good. Yeah. No, it's not good. Yeah, but like, does it equal to being good dancers? Team White took a L.
We got ahead of ourselves here. If you're watching here on YouTube for the first time, thanks for joining us.
Hey.
So glad you're here. Hope you had a great Christmas. If it's your first time to the show, welcome. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, talking some football. We talk football 3 times a week, no matter what, even on the days where Sam Howell was replaced with Jacoby Brissett officially for the rest of the year.
God help us.
Just got that tweet. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel to keep up with us. We're going 3 times a week, no matter what, all year, except for Christmas.
Yeah, well.
Because we need a break.
Yeah.
And if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast, thank you for joining the audio version of Bench with the Tovar Brothers. And then, of course, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok.
Please mute your phone. It's bothering the hell out of me.
Really? The vibrations?
Yeah.
If you're you can't interrupt me doing this stuff because I get in a roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just need to shut the hell up.
Well,
Instagram, you're interrupting again. Instagram, X, and TikTok. God, you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself.
All right, go.
Instagram, X, and TikTok. You're literally covering your mouth. Make sure you're following us on those platforms. Search at Bench Show. It's spelled just like this. And we're putting all sorts of stuff up there. Reaction.
Social media is fun.
highlights.
People get really
Yeah.
tense about their teams.
There's a lot of conversations going on there.
Oh, yeah. It's really personal now.
It's heating up.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, all those things, and that's pretty much it here. Okay, so yeah, the Lions, they win the first division title since 1993, and I have a couple things. I have a fun little thing here. The last time they won the division, the number one movie was Jurassic Park.
Oh, classic.
Yep, the number one song was "And I Will Always Love You." The number one Christmas toy was a Magna Doodle. Don't know what that is.
Shout out to Magnadoodles out there.
The average gas price was $1.11.
What the times have changed. Thank you, Biden.
Obama.
Oh, yeah.
New girl. And Michael Jordan had just retired from the NBA after his first three-peat. That is a long time ago.
Yeah.
We're talking about I was 4 years old. You weren't born yet.
I was.
Nope.
I was around.
Nope. I guess you existed in some form.
I existed in some form. I was just like, I was around.
A couple other things. I mean, there's so much to get into here because we missed the show. But I guess the other big thing that happened, obviously, is this Ravens-Niners game.
Oh.
I mean, we'll talk about it. Let's just start there. Ravens beat the Niners. Ravens easily beat the Niners here.
Yeah.
We won't talk about the whole game. I have a question for you. At the end of the game, Brock Purdy gets cleared.
Clear to
Go
play.
back in.
They said it, clear to play.
They are down 14 with 4.5 minutes left with the ball. He does not go in. They leave Sam Darnold in. Do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, but the Niners will do the coach speak all week. Oh, Brock's our starter. It was unreachable. It wasn't smart to put him in. It was smart. You guys had a chance.
Yeah.
14 points in 4 minutes isn't crazy.
Yeah.
You could score and then stop him before the 2-minute warning or whatever and then get the ball back. That's not crazy.
Yeah. To me, that was okay. You don't even think he's the MVP because if you think Mahomes isn't going back in or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or whoever your MVP candidate is or Christian McCaffrey, if they're not going back in that game, 4.5 minutes, 14 points.
Also, dear 49er fans, take a look at that game. Who was more valuable, Christian McCaffrey or
Christian
Brock?
McCaffrey?
He was your whole offense.
It's not even close.
Because Purdy kept throwing picks.
Purdy had 4 picks, no touchdowns. I think he did throw for 120 yards on the day. He had a rough day, and every MVP candidate has had a rough day. So we're not going to pile on too much.
But I think he's lost the MVP because
I think so.
He played against the now favorite MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Right. It was the wrong game to have
Lamar Jackson. Yeah, he looked fantastic.
With everyone watching. I mean, it was the second most watched Monday Night Football game in like 27 years.
I mean, it was Christmas Day. The vibes were high.
Yep.
And it was sorry basketball. Football's taking over Christmas Day.
Yeah, they're pretty much done.
It's sorry.
That's really rough. They might want to consider a New Year's week schedule.
Or do it really early so you don't get interrupt football.
Yep, maybe do NBA Europe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ravens beat the Niners there, and just clearly, I just see a dog pisses on a pole just to mark his territory.
Yeah,
I just feel like the Ravens said, "Come here, NFL."
Yeah, pissing all over it.
They're just the big. They're the big dogs. Wow, they're the big dogs in the NFL now for sure.
Yeah, they Kyle Hamilton is a star in the making. Lamar Jackson looks great. Zay Flowers was the one point where I was a little disappointed. Zay Flowers had a rough game. He had 3 drops.
Yeah, but he was their only receiver.
I know, but like he felt like a rookie. I hope this is a nice intro for him, so the playoffs aren't bigger than because he was.
I don't know if I'm with you here.
No. I'm glad it's happened to it now and not in the playoffs. So now he kind of knows the feel of it. Now he can kind of adjust to it. Because I'm a big Zay Flowers fan. I hope he adjusts to it.
I think he had a great game. I think he was their whole passing game was funneled through him, and so I agree with you in the sense that there's a lot to grow. Like, he can get a lot better
if he catches those. He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, for sure. I think as other people who stood out, Kyle Hamilton for sure. He was an absolute star.
Yeah.
I feel like McCaffrey still had a good game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
North of 100 yards, scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Was very good. Debo was decent. Kittle was really good. I think the leading receiver is Kittle.
The only problem with that offense was the quarterback. Everyone else kind of ate. So
the other big thing that happened here, and then we'll get into the news, is the Chiefs go down to the Raiders. And I kind of called it. I didn't call it. I picked the Chiefs, but I said, listen, This is the kind of game that the Raiders are going to win here. It's going to be so emotional. And the Chiefs go down to the Raiders, and it's looking rough.
Well, there's a theory on why they lost.
I want to hear it.
We call it Black Death. Travis Kelce had a little hickey right here.
Oh dear,
on the neck. Maybe that was a distraction. Maybe
the kiss of the devil, huh?
I mean, maybe that was the reason why they lost. I'll tell you what, I'm a big Travis Kelce fan. He's aged a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you know he has appeared in more commercials than any celebrity this year? Is that a thing or no?
No, because Baker Mayfield did it. If they're funny, then they're funny. I mean, he got the Mr. Pfizer tag because of that. I don't think he wanted that.
Here's the problem with it. It's just horrific timing that the Chiefs are having their worst season in a couple years. He's declining the same year that he's doing a bunch of commercials and he's dating Taylor Swift, because those things are going to be associated. Yeah. Not that it's fair that they should be, but they're going to be associated.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to make some money. I mean, this kind of screams like he might retire because, like,
he's set up for retirement.
I'm trying to make some money before I go. This is my last season.
He can travel with Taylor if he wants.
He's also very frustrated on the sideline.
Yes, he is. Their whole team is.
A little bump.
I have a hard time. I'm going to do something that I shouldn't do on the air, but boom, that goes on.
Oh, yeah, the lights.
I have a hard time watching Patrick Mahomes be frustrated. He kind of pouts like a baby.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of the effect that Brady had early on, where like he was so good, and then when something goes wrong, he like says something, then you're like, "Oh, dude, shut up! You get everything your way."
Yeah.
He kind of panics like a baby, but I'd be frustrated too.
Very frustrating.
Those wideouts suck.
Yeah,
they just suck.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're bad.
They go to 5 losses. When's the last time we saw the Chiefs with 5 losses?
No, they're 9-6.
Six losses. Jeez. And a loss to the Raiders is just brutal. They now have no shot at the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
They're just another playoff team, which kind of sucks for whoever plays them.
It's like, this is not the playoff team.
Like some top seed is going to get their reward by playing the Chiefs in the first round.
Andy Reid, yeah. like who is the top? The Ravens and the Bills might leap them. So Bills, Chiefs in Buffalo, that'd be dope.
Yeah. But yeah, those 2 games were massive.
Browns.
Yeah. There's a couple other games that are massive, but we got to move on here. Let's get into the news. The news is quite packed here. Christmas delivered on the news.
Yeah.
It's crazy how when you missed one show, how you just get a backlog of news.
Yeah, which means the NFL just doesn't stop even if you take a little break.
Let's get into it. Broncos legend Kareem Jackson was released onto waivers, and the Texans picked him up. You called that a playoff team would take a chance on him, and a playoff team has taken a chance on him. The Texans pick up Kareem Jackson, started his career there.
Yeah.
And he now will go under DeMeco Ryans. He was teammates in Houston with DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah, I think this is an answer because Jimmy Ward went on IR, so they needed a kind of a starter.
Yeah,
he'll maybe last 2 quarters, then he'll hit someone in the head.
Hopefully, DeMeco Ryans kind of straighten him out. I mean,
just hit low, dude. Like you can hit hard all you want, just don't hit someone's head.
If you remember when DeMeco Ryans was getting introduced and everything, anyone who's played with him, they talk about him like he's Captain America.
Oh my God, Kareem Jackson did play with DeMeco Ryans.
That's what I told you. Yeah. Yeah, he played. His first 9 years of his career was in Houston with DeMeco Ryans.
Good. Oh, that's nice.
That's what I'm saying. Anyone who's played with them, they kind of treat him like Captain America. So hopefully that will kind of straighten him out. The rich get richer here with the Niners picking up Sebastian Joseph Day. They kind of snuck him onto the roster.
Yeah,
that sucks. He's a very good run defender.
Yeah, is he though? Because the Chargers weren't good against the run. When he was
if you have one run defender in the middle of your
defense, shout out to Brandon Staley wherever you are. He's in Cancun, sipping some nonsense.
Tough news here. The Vikings tight end T.J. Hawkinson suffered a season-ending ACL MCL injury on Sunday's game against the Lions. Don't love the hit. Did you see the hit?
I did not.
So as he jumps in the air as high as he can extend, and as his tippy toes are barely touching the ground, safety comes through his knees.
Oh,
I mean, I get it. He's a big guy. The safeties usually
the
go
NFL
low.
doesn't want you to go high. That's how
that's fair.
Want them to
That's
play.
fair. That's fair. So Hawkins will go down. Hopefully, he's ready by the beginning of next year's season.
Because of the timing of this, it'll be very close. He's on the PUP candidate list now,
right?
Because it's very close to next season, week 1. But we saw this year Breece Hall and Javonte Williams just defy the odds timeline wise, and they look just fine. So maybe he'll make it back by week 1. Hopefully he does. He's a
Hopefully.
pretty good tight end.
The Chiefs have been. I already said that. Yeah. So the Chiefs' possible first round opponents: Baltimore, Miami, Cleveland.
Miami better not.
Yeah.
Better hope.
They will lose.
Yeah.
The Bucks can clinch the NFC South if they win over the Saints, and it also means they'd be able to rest their starters Week 18 because they will have locked up the number 4 seed overall, or number 4 seed overall, no matter what. I tell you what, if the Eagles end up slipping and stay at number 5, I don't feel comfortable going to Tampa Bay and playing the Bucks.
No, I love this Bucks team.
They can throw the ball.
They get Baker Mayfield's chucking it. He's having the best season of his career.
Mike Evans is ageless.
That defense has always been solid. It's not what it used to be, but it's still solid. Don't love the head coach, but I love this team. I love the players on the team, on the team, and Godwin and Mike Evans. Mike Evans having to, I don't know where he gets this kind of power from.
His possible final year at the Bucks too. Kind of cool to see it happen.
Yeah.
Then
Baker Mayfield.
It's just an awesome story. It's so similar to the Geno Smith thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And there's already talks about him getting a contract extension.
Oh yeah.
He'll be there next year with a Geno-like, but he'll get paid one more time. That's awesome to see.
Yeah.
That happened to Baker Mayfield. So similar to their stories, both high picks, all that. Okay, you got to explain this to me because I saw the tweet and I put it down here. But you're the Bronco fan, and this is basically what the tweet says: the Broncos have a big decision ahead of them. They can start Russell Wilson in a season that will end in 2 games and potentially guarantee him $37 million. Okay, or sit him the rest of the way.
It got an injury clause. If he gets hurt, he gets the money.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you sit him, he's done no chance of getting hurt.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's it. So if he gets hurt, he's guaranteed $37 million.
Yeah, it's just part of his
Jeez.
contract. So like now they're like, do we sit him for Jared? Sit him.
They have a 6% chance of making the playoffs. So that got some context.
I mean, he played really bad against the Patriots. He's kind of gone downhill.
Yeah.
Ever since the hype got there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. This is tough.
It's a tough
luckily I don't have to make it, but I would rather play him because I want him. He think he's their best quarterback. But
Right.
I get the other side of it. You
wouldn't be mad at him if they sat.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad, but I want him to play. He's their best quarterback.
They'll also need to decide if they want to keep him for next season. If they release him by March 17th, they would eat $39 million for 2024.
Yeah, as opposed to like 90 if you were to get hurt. So it's it's a tough one.
You're gonna make a tough decision there, and I feel like the tough decision is letting him go and sitting him as an outsider.
Yeah, he would. I wonder where he would go.
He could bridge somewhere, and you saw. I mean, he's gonna with how this year went, the backup quarterback situation.
Teams would love them. Russell
Yeah.
Wilson.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's move on here. The highest grade quarterbacks of Week 16, and this is the most 2023 season thing I've ever seen.
Here we go.
Highest graded quarterbacks: Joe Flacco, like I said,
Obviously,
and Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Staffs.
It's crazy that those two guys are turning back the clock and going into the postseason. No one wants to play Joe Flacco.
These old
Or
gunslingers, dude.
They really are. Yeah. Okay, before we wrap up the news here, I have one more thing I want to roll by you here. Week 16.
Okay. These my hands are ready.
Ready position.
Ready position.
Okay.
Go.
Thumbs together.
Set. Okay.
Okay. So Week 16, we're through it now. Into Week 17, playoffs are right around the corner here.
Oh baby.
These matchups are starting to become very real. These might be the actual matchups. So let's run through what the matchups would be as of today. If the playoffs started today,
Okay.
We have some great matchups. Give me some picks. Ready?
Oh boy.
The number 2 seed Eagles would host the Seahawks, who just beat them.
Seahawks defense is. I'll take Philly there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Lions would host Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams.
Look, good for the Lions. I'm happy for them. I think the Rams will take this one. This team's playing well.
How deflating would that be? Your first time hosting a game, winning division, and Matthew Stafford comes back in and says, "Give me that."
Like your firstborn son comes back and says, like, no, this is my house still.
Yeah.
Jeez. Love it.
That'd be fun. The Bucks, the number 4 seed Bucks, division winner Bucks, Baker Mayfield and the Bucks would host the Dallas Cowboys.
Hold on.
Whoa.
That's a good one.
Whoa. Now this could switch. This could very well be the Eagles.
Okay.
The Eagles and Cowboys basically are going to either be the 2 seed or the 5 seed.
It's going to be a great game.
So right now it's the Cowboys. Who would you pick?
I'll be responsible. I'll take the Cowboys.
Yeah, if it's the Eagles, who do you pick?
I'll take the Eagles.
Okay.
But I want the Bucks to win.
Over to the AFC here, the Dolphins, as of right now, would host the Colts.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Chiefs in Arrowhead, probably with Taylor Swift there, with a big old 87 on some kind of hat. and T earrings. See those T earrings? Sorry. They would host the Bills.
No. Well, as of right now.
As of right now.
Oh, okay. Buffalo Bills.
Yeah?
Yes. Buffalo Bills. Yeah. The Taylor Swift curse.
Do you know Patrick Mahomes has never played a road playoff game?
That's pretty good. That means he's been good a long time.
That's amazing.
That's pretty great.
The Jaguars, number 4 seed, would play the number 5 seed Joe Flacco Browns.
The Browns. Yeah. I don't think the Jags offense will get rolling at all.
I think so,
that
too.
were it too. Yeah.
Okay, that's the news. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll get into Angels Heavenly Top 10. Okay, we are back with Angels Heavenly Top 10, and I was looking forward to this list because some big things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some teams on some real heaters, and there's a couple of teams, Super Bowl teams that were just in the Super Bowl who are not on heaters, who are going the other direction. So let's get into it here. Let's start at the bottom.
Like always.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So at the bottom here, you have the L.A. Rams at 8-7.
I mean,
who did they beat out? Let's start there.
Oh, well, so the Texans, because you don't know if Stroud's playing.
Right.
That's kind of the sleeping giant in this whole AFC kind of thing. Is the Texans because Stroud has been
Right.
out. We saw what they can do with Stroud. We don't know where they would be if Stroud were they tried with Case Keenum and won one game and lost one game. That's as much as you can ask for a backup quarterback. No, but the Rams here, they're searching at the right time. This is just the hot team. If you watch them play, they have 2 elite receivers, a good quarterback, and now a stud running back.
Yeah.
All Sean McVay offenses always have the same thing, and now they're rolling right now. So I'll take the Rams here at 10. Yeah, for sure.
A little update on C.J. Stroud. He's expected to practice today, so
That's good
Possibly
news.
playing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rams at 10. I think that's just awesome to see. They're supposed to be a lottery team. This year. Not a lottery. Sorry, it's NBA.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be a top 5 pick team this year. So good for you, Sean McVay. That's awesome. At number 9, you have the Joe Flacco Browns at 10-5. They're 10-5.
Yeah.
They lost Nick Chubb. They lost Deshaun Watson. They lost all the other guys you talked about.
Yeah.
And they're here at 10-5. This is the most impressive season this year.
This is the most impressive season by a team this year. Just like they've never had a superstar quarterback. Even this year, Watson wasn't playing at an elite level.
They had DTR starting several games this year.
They had PJ Walker starting, and then Flacco came in off his couch.
It's just this defense is that good. Is that what it is?
They're just well coached.
Yeah.
Like now you just think now just coaching on both sides of the ball. Yeah. I think at number 9 is appropriate.
Yeah. Okay, so I want those 2 teams. I have to imagine we're also in competition with the Colts.
Yeah.
You don't have the Colts here.
No, the Rams. They wouldn't beat out the Rams in my mind if they were to play
the Gardner Minshew Colts.
Yeah, it'd be the Rams over them.
Okay, at number 8, the farthest I've ever seen on any list recently is the Chiefs. You have them below the Bills and the Cowboys at 6 and 7. Let's talk about those 3 because I feel like that's a group there. Well, maybe the Dolphins as well, but the Chiefs at number 8, they're bleeding.
I mean, you try to defend this team right now. They're not playing well offensively.
Yeah,
they just seem dysfunctional. Like we talked about the Eagles being like this, they're like to a different level. Yeah. They're dropping the ball. They're frustrated. They're obviously frustrated. Mahomes frustrated. Kelsey's having tantrums like 4 or 5 times a game because he's so frustrated because it's just not
Andy
working.
Reid's losing his cool a little bit.
Yeah, it's just not. It's kind of unraveling at the worst time. I mean, when you're fighting for seeding, fighting for a home playoff game.
Yeah,
I'm not a believer in them right now.
I think this is where they're going to need a little reinvent. We saw the Patriots in their dynasty have several reinvents.
Yeah.
We saw the Randy Moss high fly offense, but first we saw the defense.
Yep.
And then we saw, the
option Edelman route.
Edelman,
Welker
exactly.
Route, yeah.
And so there's several iterations of a dynasty team that you have to have. It's time for the Chiefs.
And you've had an idea how to do it, and they refused to try your idea.
I think it's Pacheco. Maybe that's not enough to win games. I don't know. I don't know if Pacheco's that kind of back. I'm saying maybe next year. Maybe I can't see him make a deep playoff run with this team.
No,
I can't see it happening.
Kelsey's not the same. He's still very good tight end.
Right.
Not the same. And the wideouts, you can only do so much. You're asking these guys to do too much.
They're going to go get a wideout this offseason.
Yeah,
they have to.
It's a glaring need that's costing them wins now.
Yeah. I think a kind of a regroup this offseason would be good for them. They've stacked these Super Bowls. It's a strong start to this dynasty they're trying to build. Now, take a season, and kind of reinvent. Sorry, an off season. Okay, then you have the Cowboys who
Just lost to the
Just
Dolphins.
lost to the Dolphins.
Remember, that was last week. I told him that would be a kind of a big factor here.
Okay, so I have the Bills over the Dolphins here. I'm fine with the Cowboys down there. They're so up and down. How do you see the Bills over the Dolphins? Sorry, the Dolphins over the Bills.
I was just impressed. They beat a good team. Cowboys are a good team, and the Dolphins beat a good team, and that's the question I need to answer. So they have the capability of beating a good team. So
I think they play each other.
yeah,
Bills Dolphins here.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
but as of right now, yeah, I have the Dolphins above the Bills. The Bills are surging though at the right time. This week they didn't play great, but they're winning, which is what they weren't doing early. They weren't winning. They weren't converting these bad, game scripts into wins. They were just,
We're not making Super Bowl picks yet, but
the
Bills might be my Super Bowl pick.
They're sneaky.
This might be my Super Bowl pick.
For someone whose quarterback is Josh Allen, they're sneaky.
I have a stat here on the Dolphins. Since Jalen Ramsey came back in Week 9, first in yards per game, second in points per game, first in touchdown to interception ratio, and third in yards per play. This defense is because we haven't thought about the Dolphins like this yet.
Yep.
Their defense is now clicking.
Yeah, Fangio's got these boys
They're
rolling.
sharp.
Yeah. And without Jalen Phillips, who just left for the year, this defense now has become their strength is their secondary, and they're relying on they're blitzing the hell out of the front seven.
Yeah.
And that secondary is just kind of doing.
And they're kind of getting it done like the Bengals. Like if there's no star up front,
it's just whoever's
Yeah, but they're coming.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Let's move into your top four here. My Eagles fall down to number 4, and I'm just happy to be here.
Just happy to be
here. I'm happy to be in the conversation because even the win we got, I stopped saying we, but I do have a giant Eagles jersey behind me.
You were pretty eagled out. Yeah.
Even the win that they just got over the Giants was not impressive. They won it late. The offense looked bad. Everyone's mad at each other.
A little bit like the Chiefs.
Players and Sirianni are going at each other.
Yeah.
It's just something doesn't look and feel right this year, and we keep waiting for them to look like the Eagles of last year or just the best version of the Eagles, and it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And here we are in Week 17. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's you probably would have a better explanation, but yeah, there's just something missing offensively. Defensively, the linebackers are a real issue. That's a real problem.
Here's my thing. I think it's coaching. I think the defense has been a lot better under Patricia. Offensively, I think the new offensive coordinator is just in over his head like crazy.
What's his name again?
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
I tell you what, if you're one of the teams out there looking at him as a head coach, maybe he's a better CEO type. But if you're looking at him as like an offensive
play
mind
caller?
or something,
Yeah.
play caller, I would be nervous because he's been vanilla with his offense.
Yeah.
He's been predictable. Like you literally have Christian McCaffrey on TV calling out our plays.
Yep.
It's hard to watch. But I think it's coordinators. Look at Shane Steichen. What he's doing with the Colts. You lose someone like that, it's going to happen. Moving past the Eagles here, Lions at number 3, and that just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah, and they just belong here. I mean, they've beaten good teams. They've much like the Rams, they're surging at the right time.
Yeah.
Momentum now. Can they keep it into the playoffs? But yeah, this team's good. This team's very good.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you on a spot here. For the Lions to make a deep playoff run, what happens?
Got to keep that running game going.
Okay.
Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery are the best 1-2 in the league. Keep that going.
Okay.
And then defensively, you have to just make some freaking plays.
Hutchinson has to go to another level now.
Yeah,
I like it. Okay, and then number 1, number 2, you have Ravens and up the top because they belong there, and then the Niners right behind them who they just beat.
Yeah, just because the Ravens just beat the Niners. 2 really good teams. Like you said all season, though, you can't rely on a healthy team the whole season. Yeah. You just can't be like, oh, we're healthy the whole time. You'd be very lucky to do that.
Right. Trent Williams went down with a groin injury.
And look what happens. Look, you can't. This team is offensively, they're
like glass.
They're gonna get they're gonna get mad that we're gonna about to become fragile. But the depth of this team scares me because once Trent Williams went out, that line was getting ate up.
It really was.
Yeah.
And I don't know who their backup is, but he's not good.
And then Purdy, 4 picks isn't great.
We saw who was it? Jadavian Clowney.
Clowney was tearing him up because it was they switched their rookie right tackle to left tackle.
Yep.
And he just got cooked by Clowney, who's having a great year, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the Ravens are just operating at a whole different freaking level.
I mean, the Ravens are the safest money right now for a Super Bowl win. They haven't had a significant dip. You can look at several losses. They're like, oh, okay. Like their loss to the Colts has just looked better and better all year.
Yeah.
Because the Colts have been, overachieving. And I think they have the MVP. I think they have, just a playmaking ball hawk defense. And they have every ingredient, I think, to win a Super Bowl. The one thing I would say for them is I'm not sure I trust all their weapons yet.
Do you want to hear a crazy stat?
Yeah, I do, of course.
Okay. The Ravens had 7 wins by 14-plus points or more.
Okay.
All of those opponents were teams above 500. Let me list you the teams. Remember, the teams that have beaten by 14-plus or more. Texans, Browns, Lions, Seahawks, Bengals, Jaguars, 49ers. No team in NFL history has more than 5. This is like a sleeping giant is the Baltimore Ravens because they don't really have a star outside Lamar Jackson on offense. It's just Lamar Jackson and a bunch of like pieces that they put in the right spot. Like this is a pretty, and then they have Justin Tucker, just a little cherry on top, one of the best kickers of all time.
Right. Who just
wins.
Hey, get to midfield.
Yeah.
Let me boot through.
Yeah. I got 60 yards he's this Ravens team.
This year undefeated against the NFC.
Yes.
So if they get to the Super Bowl, not great.
Not great. We just saw what it did to another NFC team.
Yeah. The NFC just gave them their best, and they said, excuse me?
Yeah. They're phenomenal, and they belong number one on this list, and I don't really see them falling off this list. I'm not sure what their schedule is. I haven't looked at the thing yet, but I don't see them falling any farther than this.
No, they're too good, and they belong with this list. And honestly, it's a long time coming. They've been slowly working their way up your list all year.
Yeah.
And it's a war of attrition this year.
Yeah.
It's really how long can you last?
It's not like
your best guys.
they've won.
Mark Andrews,
Keaton Mitchell, like they've lost guys,
yeah.
and like they still it's all about. And Ronnie Stanley has been in and out every game.
Humphrey, haven't they lost a cornerback?
No, Humphrey was out a couple games. Yeah, they're finding ways. It's a deep team. They draft well, and it's showing.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Baltimore Ravens, man. Super Bowl favorites. Yeah, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, by a wide margin.
That was, I guess it's not as exciting now, but that was very well might be the Super Bowl preview match up there. Hopefully it goes better.
God help Purdy, because Purdy got bullied there. A little punch in the mouth.
Real quick, let's talk Purdy as far as his MVP. Like I said last time, the MVP has turned into the Heisman as far as how it's determined.
Yeah.
It's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Like who's riding the wave.
And this was pretty bad.
And did you see the NFL posted a video? Do you see this? A video of Brock Purdy throwing an interception and then labeled it Brock Purdy throwing away the MVP.
The NFL did that.
They put it on their official YouTube page.
That's crazy.
Yikes.
That's bad. It's bad for the NFL. It's not very professional.
That's wild, man.
That's good for some freaking intern. Like I'm saying, real quick and types it out, posts it, and just runs away.
I'm checking news here, make sure we're current. A couple young quarterbacks are getting benched, and just adding. The reason it's important because it's going to add a couple teams to the quarterback carousel this offseason.
Yeah.
Sam Howell's the first one there with the Commanders. So
they almost came back.
You got to imagine. Yeah, he looked really good.
100% came in. And was like, oh, this is what an offense looks like.
Yeah. Also, another team almost came back with their veteran backup is Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
He almost led them back in. But that just tells you what the Giants have already said that they're going to come with Daniel Jones next year.
Nice.
Which, as an Eagle fan, fantastic. Start him all 4 years.
You guys doing great things.
But the Commanders here are now very much in a running for one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna be fun. It's gonna heat up.
Can't you see Russell Wilson go on there?
I can.
Yeah.
I can. I think Riverboat Ron's gonna be gone.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they're gonna gas X him. Literally Monday morning, they're gonna have the paperwork waiting.
Watch the Panthers go get Ron Rivera. God, dude.
That Panthers job, there's a couple of names surfacing for that. One of them is Kellen Moore. I don't think the reason I'm okay with it is I don't think a lot of teams are going to give Kellen Moore a shot.
I wouldn't give him a shot.
So just kind of take what you can get.
Yeah, but good for Kellen Moore, I guess. But
okay, that's the news. Oh, sorry, that's not the news. The news is done. That's Angels Heavenly Top 10, and very fun. Just a couple more of those left. Let's take a quick break and then get into Thursday Night Football preview, the Jets and the Browns. Okay, we are back with the Thursday Night Football preview. We have the Jets versus the Browns. This game's getting played in Cleveland, Ohio. O-H-I-O. I did it pretty well. What's that?
Sound like we're obnoxious.
It really is. Fans. It really is. Right, okay, so the Browns obviously they still have a path to the number 1 seed. They're playing just so far over their heads. It's awesome to see. The one thing about an overachieving offense and a Joe Flacco offense is that this Jets defense is still very, very good.
Yeah.
And very, very pissed off.
Well, they can be had, though. They've been had a couple times this year.
Yeah.
I think this is a little bit of teams kind of giving up on this season.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks that this team has been wasted this year on Zach Wilson.
There's
Shouts Robert Saleh.
Yeah. There's still Flacco, by the way, could be playing for the Jets.
Yeah. But, this is our quarterback because I'm the smartest guy in the room. My name's Robert Saleh.
Second against the pass, so they've been good against the pass all year. With Sauce is playing fantastic.
DJ Reed,
yeah. 24th against the run. So I'm guessing the Browns can come here and try to run the ball.
Yeah, I say should
at home. Yep. And then 14 against points allowed, and their offense, 31st in passing yards, 28th in rushing, 30th in points scored. They're just awful.
Yeah. Besides Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, I wouldn't keep any of the other guys. They all suck. Line sucks. Everything else but Dalvin Cook is washed, and every other wideout doesn't care. Garrett Wilson's out there just making miraculous catches because he has to. Just frustrated as.
Garrett Wilson is so impressive. He's putting up he's like breaking some records with the quarterbacks he's had in the first 2 years.
He's good, but it sucks that he's just so limited because they're so stubborn about Zach Wilson.
I think he's better than this guy, but I don't want to see him turn into Terry McLaurin. Where now Terry McLaurin's 28, 29.
No, he's turning 30 next year.
Turning 30, yeah.
Your career's just done. You wasted it with a bad team with no quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers will be back next year. They better not trot out Aaron Rodgers behind this O-line. Listen, you saw it now. You basically had a 18-game preseason to see your roster.
Yeah.
Your defense, set. You're good. Sign those guys, keep those guys. You need to fix this O-line. Your weapons, I think you get by with Wilson. Here would be the wrong thing to do. Let's go trade for Devontae Adams. And let's keep the O-line.
There's some interesting veteran linemen out there. I know Tyron Smith, free agent.
Is he really?
David Bakhtiari, free agent. So
Bakhtiari.
These veteran tackles are out there. Go get one of these guys.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so this game's at home. The Browns, it's very much important to them. The Jets are pretty much mailing it in. I mean, you got to imagine the Browns are going to win this game.
Jets might not get past the 50-yard line.
Oof. Browns defense is no slouch either. Yeah, like you're saying. First against the pass, 10th against rushing yards. And 12th in points scored. They're going to completely shut down this Jets offense.
Might get really kind of.
Who's the quarterback now for the Jets? I don't even know.
Trevor Siemian, maybe.
Trevor Siemian in there.
They're slinging it
Very
about
good.
2 yards downfield to Breece Hall.
And if Amari Cooper has any kind of game like he had last week, they might just need Amari Cooper and Flacco out there.
This is what Amari Cooper does. He'll give you this stuff, and then he'll give you like one catch for 6 yards. So I'm not relying on Amari Cooper. But I have the Browns winning this one by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah, me too. I actually kind of like I did with the Lions. If the Browns are able to win a playoff game or make any kind of run, what happens for them? What goes right?
Defense stays hot. This defense is the team.
Turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers.
Yeah.
Don't Flacco and them will do enough. Not elite, will do enough.
Yeah.
That's how they win a playoff game for sure. And Jets, good luck to you guys. A lot of work to do, guys.
Okay, that's a quick Thursday Night Football preview, and that's the show for today. You got anything else?
No. I'm glad to be back, though. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's nice being back here, guys.
Good to be back, guys. Episode number 70 in the books. We're on our marching way. That's a weird way to say it. We are marching toward episode number 100. Very excited about that. And more importantly, marching into the playoffs here. The NFL playoffs right around the corner. So excited for that. Thank you so much for joining us again. We will see you Friday with some questions, with some maybe fantasy championship.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll
see. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you Friday.
Peace.
Later.